What's up, everybody? It's me, Crosspatch. I'm here at the Pittsburgh Steelers practice facility today. We're going to go over 5 money plays you can find in the Steelers playbook that you can use to dominate the computer on All-Madden level or amaze and humiliate your friends. So first off, what do I mean by money plays? Are these one-play touchdowns? Well, some of them can be, but what I mean is these are reliable plays with a high probability of success that you can count on in certain situations. So I'll go over pre-snap setup for each play. I'll walk you through the reads and talk about some of the things to watch out for, as well as the best situations for calling them. Before we start, let's talk a little bit about pre-snap versus post-snap reads. Most people likely know this, but for those who don't, a pre-snap read is when you evaluate the defense of the line of scrimmage, and based on their setup, you anticipate what coverage they're in and what they might do. So a post-snap read is when you assess the defense as the play is unfolding and react accordingly. So both have value, but in my opinion, it is too easy to get caught up guessing what the defense will do when pre-snap, and you end up surprised by what actually happens. So pre-snap reads can give you a hint, but post-snap is where you make your decisions. Football is very much a game of if this, then that. If you see this, then you do that. That is true in Madden, it's true in the NFL, and it's true in high school. For that reason, we're going to focus mostly on what happens post-snap here. If you can learn to quickly figure out what the defense is doing, you'll complete more passes, you'll throw a few interceptions, even on All-Madden level. So let's get started. Take a minute to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. And let's get to the first play. It is going to be from tight doubles formation. And the name of the play is cross wheels. We're just going to call random plays for the defense here. So this is a play. We'll let it run once here. I'll let Roethlisberger get sacked. He's tough. He can take it. And then we'll take a look at the routes. What everybody's doing. Let's go to the instant replay. So we've got a flanker on this side running a deep crosser. We've got a tight end running a shallow crosser in the opposite direction, or in the same direction, excuse me. We've got the halfback running a wheel route. We've got this slot receiver running a crosser. And we've got this split end, or flanker, running another wheel route. So, when we come up to the line, we're going to go through our reads as follows. First look is to this guy, number 11. He's running this wheel route. So what we're watching here is this corner. If this corner takes him, we move on to our second read. But what happens sometimes is this corner bails or blitzes, and someone else needs to pick him up. And the defense occasionally gives you a little bit of a window where he's running this wheel, and he's uncovered for like a split second. So if you can, you want to make that read and get that ball to him right off the snap. Now, it's a bit of a dangerous throw because sometimes you see this corner bail and you think it's open, but this nickel guy is going to pick him up. In this case, he picks up the crosser, so it looks like we got at least man under here. And it's 6 points going the other way. So that's a split second read you can make right off the snap. That can be a quick first down for you. If it's covered, our next look is going to be to this slot guy running the crosser. So you can see he's open here. This would probably be where I threw the ball. And hit him right around this area here. And in the best of circumstances, he can cut this up and turn this into like a 30-yard gain. If he's covered, your third read is going to be to this tight end running the crosser in the other way. So he's open too. Both these guys are open. We've got the man coverage. It looks like man coverage underneath. So these crossing routes are good against that. Pre-snap setup, the only thing I do is I take this halfback and I hot route him to block. The reason I do that is because you'll notice he runs right into this other guy running the crosser. So, you know, in this situation it probably would have been fine, but sometimes, you know, it draws a defender up and it takes away that crossing route. So it gets a little extra pass blocking, but it also kind of gets him out of the way. So, and you'll notice here, I have this called from this hash mark. And that's to give this number 11 here, Claypool, a little bit of extra space running that wheel route. So let's run this a few times and see what happens. There's that wheel route, wide open. So that's a nice big gain, easy read, right off the snap.
Ready? Black 20. Black,
so that I forgot, and I forgot to hot route. I forgot to hot route that running back to block, and his guy came right up and blew up the play. Let's run it again. There's that wheel route again on the first read. Wheel route's covered, and I forgot to hot route the guy again. Well, we got a nice completion. You know, there's nothing wrong with a 15-yard gain. You don't need the big plays all the time. If you can meticulously work your way downfield, you're going to win a lot of football games. There's the hot route, and that was almost a bad read. Did you see what 31 did there? He kind of lurked there for a second. It is really easy to misread this wheel route, and if you hesitate, or you know, if the defense does something you're not expecting, you're going to throw an interception going the other way. And I keep forgetting to to hot route my guy here because I'm talking. All right, so here we go. So this is the look we want with the crosser, and he gets a nice gain there. Run it once more. And I forgot again, but that's okay. You get the idea. So why is this on my list of money plays for the Pittsburgh Steelers playbook? So I call this play usually in the first drive. It sort of gives me an idea of what to expect from the defense for the rest of the game. But I also use this as a hurry-up offense play. And so what I mean by that is I will go like at the end of a quarter, or if I'm trying to get a quick score, I will call this repeatedly and try to work the ball downfield. And the reason for that is because it gives me 3 receivers running routes near the sideline who can easily duck out of bounds. So Smith-Schuster makes a catch, out of bounds he goes. And usually he's going to be able to cut it up there. I'm playing against my own Steelers defense, so I'm kind of handicapping myself a little bit. But over there, there's probably a bad throw I made, even though we caught it. And sometimes you have this too, where there's nothing there. And that's one of the warnings about this play that I'll give you. If you see the defense playing a lot of straight zone, especially with the corners staying in those flats, you may want to take this play off the agenda for the day. In that case, I would be looking to cover 2 beaters like down the middle or something like that, because teams that play that defense a lot, you may complete passes with this play, but you're going to end up getting tackled pretty much all the time as soon as you make the catch. So there's that. That is That is tight doubles, cross wheels. It's kind of the Swiss Army knife of the Steelers playbook. There's Smith-Schuster. See, he makes a catch like that, duck out of bounds. Work the way you can work your way downfield with like a minute on the clock. There's that wheel route. All right, so let's move on. The next play we're going to look at here is shotgun spread Y, slot weak is the formation, and the play is double cross. So this is one of those plays that can be a one-play touchdown. Shotgun spread Y, slot weak, double cross. So this is in the Steelers playbook, obviously. It's also going to be in the Lions, Colts, and Jaguars playbook. So again, we're going to let this run. We're going to see what happens, and we'll go over everybody's assignments. Down goes Ben. So, going from left to right, once again, we've got this outside receiver running a skinny post. We've got the slot guy running a deep dig. We've got the halfback running a shallow crosser. The tight end in the slot over here is running a crosser in the other direction. And this split end is going to run a deep out. So our first look on this play is the home run ball. We're going to look at this this post route, and we're going to read this safety. If he comes up, if he stays in place, we're going to look at this safety. If this safety does anything but come to the center of the field, we're going to throw this post. We're going to throw it right over this guy's head. So ideally what we want is for him to come up, get preoccupied with this deep, and this is what happens on this play, even though we didn't throw the ball here. He stays where he is. He gets sucked into this crossing route. He's worried about the deep out over here, so he's not coming to center field. And look who's open. So that's our first look. Now, if that's not there, and to be honest, it usually isn't. You know, one of the important things about trying to throw deep passes in this game is always have an underneath option. If what you're looking for isn't there, you need another option. So in this case, our first other option is going to be the tight end on the drag, and he's kind of open too. You know, we're going to throw the post in this situation, but we could hit him right around here. And if he's not there, we're going to look to the halfback as our third option, running the crossing route in the other direction. I probably wouldn't throw to him in this situation. This linebacker, or whatever he is. Who is that? Yep, linebacker. Looks like he might come up. So, those are our reads on that. Let's take a couple of shots at it and see what we get. And I hit choose new play. That's okay. That's okay. All right, here we go. So, it looks like we got a center fielder. So, once again, that's a pre-snap read. Probably we're not going to throw the post, but we're going to watch him and see what he does. Most likely we're going to the tight end on the second read here. So let's see how this unfolds. And that wasn't too good either, but we completed a pass. If you can complete a pass for a few yards on first down, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, he's staying in place. Wait till he makes his cut. Throw the ball. And a little bit too far. Oh, we got sacked. It was open again, but we had a blitz coming. Smith-Schuster, too far again. So the safety's drifting back. We're going to go to the... Jeez, my offensive line's getting killed here. Center fielder. We're going to the tight end. And there's nothing wrong with that gain. You run I like to run this play on first down. Because if the deep ball isn't there, I've got a nice gain with the tight end regardless.
Here we go.
Get a shot again. There it is. There's your one-play touchdown. So again, you don't need that to happen. I mean, if it's there, it's great. But if it's not, you've got two other options here. And, you know, a completion to this tight end for whatever I just got here, 20 yards, that's a good play. So what to watch out for on this play? I mean, basically just these linebackers. Ideally, like this is where you want to throw crossers, right after they get past the center. Every now and then the linebackers will jump those routes. And every now and then, like just like with that other play, with the tight doubles, every now and then you're going to see, you know, those corners come up and take away those crossing routes. Corners in the flat are like the biggest nemesis, I guess, of throwing crossing routes. Because if you hold on to it too long, they're going to jump it. So that's kind of something to be watching out for in all these plays. Poor Ben regressed last season. His accuracy is not what it was. Alright, so let's move on. The third play here we're going to look at is in the shotgun bunch formation. This is another play that's exclusive to the Steelers. And it's called Steelers Cross. So we'll let Ben get sacked, then we'll go through the reads. Down he goes. So once again, from left to right, we've got the split end running a drag. You can see he's open in this case. We've got this halfback running a wheel route. We've got the tight end running a quick out. The slot guy is running a deep crosser. And this outside receiver runs like a go route. So, here's our reads. Our first look is to this tight end. He's open. I might throw that. You know, and again, there's nothing wrong with it. If you can get a quick gain for 8 yards on first down, there's nothing wrong with that. But if he's covered, our next look is to this receiver running the drag. So the thing to watch for here, or the thing I try to watch for anyway, that usually works out, if somebody immediately picks this guy up, which obviously they didn't in this situation, but if they had, and he's covered, and if you look over here, and this corner runs across the field with this receiver, that tells me I've got man or at least man under. So then I'm looking for the home run ball to this slot receiver on the deep drag, on the deep crosser. So once again, look what's happening here. My halfback running the wheel route is running right into this guy. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to hot route him to block. So those are our reads on that. This play is, once again, a potential for a touchdown. But, at the very least, you're going to get a few yards. So let's run it a few times and see what we get. And hopefully I remember to hot route my receiver to block here. So tight end's covered. I'm going to go to the... held on to it a little too long there. Let's go again. Tight end's covered. There's the crossing route.
Ready? Blue 30.
Take a look at that one for a second. See what happens? This receiver, the corner runs with him. So he's covered. Now, if I wasn't paranoid about hanging onto the ball the play before and getting sacked, I could have waited a beat on this. Now, you can't wait too long because this looks like it's like too deep, man under, something like that. So you don't want this guy coming up and intercepting the ball. So that kind of dictates when you're going to throw this deep route, what you see the safeties doing. But he's got man coverage, and he was open. If Roethlisberger could have put it over here, that would have been a little better. But again, with that safety there, you have to be careful. So let's go back and run it a few more times. Smith-Schuster. So again, an 8-yard game on first down. It's not a bad thing.
Here we go. Black 30. Black inside.
Smith-Schuster again.
Set. Black 80.
Looks like we might have man here. Yep, there it is. So there's a touchdown. Well, maybe a touchdown if he doesn't get caught. So one play touchdown, sometimes. Belly flop into the end zone, why not?
Set. Black 20.
Remember, it's all about if you see this, then you do that.
Black inside.
Tight end's covered. That might have been a bad throw. And these plays aren't 100% successful.
Black 80.
And you kind of have to... Something I struggle with sometimes. There's a tight end. That's an easy gain. Take that on first down anytime. Something I struggle with is
Black 20.
not knowing when to go away from these plays. Like, if something is not working, move on to something else. So there you go. That's this one. Potentially a one-play touchdown. At the very least, it's a nice gain. And let's move on to the next play. So the next play we're going to look at is shotgun empty tray stack post wheel. Empty tray stack post wheel. So this is in the Steelers playbook, obviously. It's also in the Chargers, Jets, and Raiders playbook. So this is a play that I run when I need between 7 and 11 yards for first down. So let's take a look at it. We'll let Roethlisberger get sacked. And this is an easy read. This is a 2-step read only. So we've got I guess he's the inside receiver in that stack, running a crossing route. We've got this outside guy running a go. Oh, I'm sorry, running a hook. That's how often I throw to him on this. We've got the outside guy running a post. Now that is tempting to, as this unfolds, you will see, like I know what you're thinking, like he's running a post and he's kind of open. But the way he runs this, it just takes too long to develop. And this tight end's running a wheel. Okay, So remember, this is a play we're running for, like I said, 7 to 11 yards, something like that. So we've got this inside tight end running a hook. And he is our first read. He's the first guy we're looking at. So what happens basically on this play is these linebackers, or in this case it's a linebacker and a safety, they have to make choices. So what are they going to do? Are they going to cover? I mean, if it's man coverage, obviously they're going to stick with them. But what are they going to do? They've got a crosser coming underneath. They've got a guy running a hook on the outside. And they've got a deep post behind them. So hopefully this is the look we get. And that's an easy completion for a first down every time. If we don't get that, second read is to our shallow crosser. And hopefully that can be completed for a first down also. So let's run it a few times. We'll see what it looks like. See what we get. There's the tight end. You see the linebacker, 56, chose to follow the crossing guy instead of covering the tight end. Tight ends got jammed off the ball. There's our first down to the crossing route. So it's easy. If this, then that. If they cover the tight end, throw to the crosser. Tight end's covered. There's our first down.
Here we go. Blue 30, black,
Yep. All right, so that one's pretty simple. I mean, once again, none of these plays are 100%. But, if you need a play to get yourself a first down that you can rely on over and over again, this play's money. So that's shotgun, empty tray, stack, post, wheel. So let's move on to our last play here. And this is a play. I'm going to have to set it up a little bit. This is a play that is, my success rate, I would say, is in the high 90s for this counting as a touchdown. I just got to set it up here a little bit because we're going to move the ball. We're going to move the ball and we're going to call a different play. Let's go respot ball. So if you're struggling on the goal line to punch the ball in, again we're gonna put it on one hash mark here.
Black 20.
This is the play for you. We're gonna go I form, Z slant. And I can't really do random play because, nobody runs. Did I do random play? Well, anyway, it'll work here. So it's pretty simple. You've got some guys, you can see from the play art, you've got some guys running some outs and things, but you've got Smith-Schuster running a slant here. And it's a touchdown almost every time. And I can't go, nobody runs that on the goal line. So let's try to get a more realistic look out of the defense. So we'll go with the Z slant, and then for the defense we'll go I don't know, like 60 base, I guess.
All right, now, blue 30.
So, what I usually do is I come up to the line with a running play called, and I switch to this. Some cautions about this. I see a lot of people running slants from different formations on the goal line. The reason this play works is because I'm coming out in a heavy set and the defense is trying to counter that heavy set with their own personnel. And I've got Smith-Schuster out there, whoever, as like the lonely end. And all he has to do is beat that corner. And it's a touchdown almost every time. And the reason I say almost every time is because there's a couple of things that can go wrong here. If that corner, it depends too on who the corner is and who your receiver is. If that corner comes up and jams the receiver, he can disrupt him to the point where that play, because this is very much a timing play, he can disrupt him to the point where that play is not workable. It's a very much a timing play where it's a 3-step drop, Roethlisberger plants his foot and fires the ball. And I put the ball low, just in case. The other thing that can happen is that you can, if we watch this play go here, let's do the instant replay. So if we watch this tight end, he runs like a quick out here. And a safety or a linebacker will go with him. But what happens occasionally is this safety or a linebacker or even a defensive end might fall back into here. It rarely happens, but it does happen on occasion. So those are basically the two things that can go wrong with this play. Your receiver gets killed off the line, or you have somebody unexpectedly drop into coverage and disrupt where the slant's going to be run here. But otherwise, I mean, this play is about as automatic as it can be on the goal line. Unless Smith-Schuster drops the ball. I guess that's the other thing that can happen is your guy could drop the ball. So there we go. There's 5 money plays you'll find in the Pittsburgh Steelers playbook. I run them in my franchise. If you want to check out any of my my franchise games, I run the Steelers playbook with my Bears franchise as well. So you can see me putting them to use. And there's other plays as well. I may do a part 2 to this at some point. But that's about it. I hope you found it useful. Please take a second to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button if you would. Whatever you decide to do, I hope you have a fantastic day. And I will see you next video.